Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our non-spoiler review for Fast and Furious 9. Dom Toretto is now living a quiet life off the grid with Letty and his son, but danger is always lurking just over the horizon. This time, Dom is forced to confront his past, and he and his crew will have to come together to stop a skilled assassin and driver. Just to start, you guys, this is, I feel, for me, the craziest movie out of the entire Fast and Furious franchise, because I thought the last one was pretty insane, and then the one before that I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy, and then like I remember 8 bumped it up a notch. I was like, wow, okay. This one, look, just if you have any sort of like loss of physics having to do with cars, gravity, anything, take them up, crumble it, and throw it in the trash. They don't exist in this movie.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
And if you are, if you know that kind of going in, which, I mean, at this point, Fast and Furious, I think we all kind of know going in what you're expecting. The story's really shifted from, like, I feel like F5 was, like, pretty grounded within its own story, and then after that it's just kind of gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as they add like different cast members and things like that. So this was definitely the craziest one out of all of them. We do have Cypher coming back in this one, and you guys know they've added a new cast member in John Cena to play Dom's younger brother, and we get to see a lot of, I would say, the Toretto's past, and I found that actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, because we haven't really gotten to see much of it in the movies, except for when he has a sister.
Correct.
So it's kind of cool to see this one little aspect of it. And I think they did a really good job on casting those roles, too, to kind of match up with their current day counterpart in the movie. Yeah. And this movie is just all around craziness.
Bananas. While the theme of family was very much, kind of ingrained in most of the scenes, especially in the flashback scenes where you see what happens with the Toretto family. Like, I'm not gonna lie, some of the scenes in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, and I felt it. I was like, I feel a little like teary coming up, towards the beginning and the end and throughout the film. But this is like the cars themselves, with whatever it is that's built in for the purpose of the movie to tell the story, make these stunts and incredible performances. You're like, that would never actually happen. But it's at the same time when you're sitting down at this point, and we're in Fast 9 now, if you're sitting down to watch this kind of a movie, I feel like if we don't get some aspect of this, is it even really a Fast and Furious film anymore?
No, that's very true. That is what Fast and the Furious is now known for, is that physics-defying spectacle with cars and explosions, and that's what you always pretty much go in to see. To where in most movies, if something ridiculous happens and everyone in the movie theater laughs, it's kind of a bad thing. But in this, there were moments that were so ridiculous that we all loved in the theater, and we were all just busting up laughing, but in a good way, to where it's kind of like, yes, you gave me what I wanted. I came to this movie to see this ridiculous, fun, over-the-top action.
Yeah, and I will say, I still really enjoy, now we're all the way into the 9th movie. Who knows what's going to happen in 10? Are we getting a 10? I think we are.
Yeah.
I feel like having Justin Lin under this, like, he kind of understands kind of the over-the-topness of what the franchise has become, but he also understands the core story of these characters, who, we know them as family. So throughout the film, he definitely, was able to bring back some of those, like, memories that we remember from the earlier films, and I enjoyed that. For example, you guys know from the trailers, like, Han is back in this movie. We won't tell you exactly how. You have to watch our spoiler review for that, which I will link the link below for our patrons. So there's that, and then there's something that happens. It just gets more, like, I feel like Act 1 started kind of grounded, and then Act 2 was like, oh, we're kind of tiptoeing on, like, okay, this is about to get crazy. And then Act 3 is literally, like, out of this world, where I was like, what is happening? But I think I'm here. I think I'm, the cast, because of the cast and their chemistry, and they've been doing this movie for so long, I think they're so aware of what it is that, for me, worked. Like, yeah. I don't feel like I'm surprised, but at the same time, I'm not surprised by some of the things that I saw.
And I have to admit, that is something that is very important to this franchise, is that how they know what they are. They know what their goals and what the fans want to see. They even acknowledge it in a couple different conversations in the movies when they start talking about all the crazy things that they've done, and they're like, we walk away without a scratch.
Yeah.
How is that? We must be immortal, kind of a thing. And there's this moments where they have like this philosophical debate amongst them, and it's just hilarious to see them acknowledge the craziness of the situation that they're in, which brings it more enjoyable to the audience, knowing that even they're kind of like, we don't know how we do this. How do we get a 3,000-pound car to swing? You see it in the trailer, swing, hop onto a rope that couldn't hold a wood bridge 5 minutes ago, and swing all the way around. But you're sitting there going, yeah, that's so awesome.
You're like, but they're gonna make it, right? Of course they're gonna make it. It's the two lead actors in the film. Of course they're gonna make it. And I'll give you 2 guesses or 3 guesses on who had that philosophical conversation. I'm sure everybody can guess who it was. But the interesting thing that I found was the kind of the antagonist in the film. In the trailer, obviously they entered John Cena in as the younger brother. It's kind of like, wait, Dom has a brother? How'd that happen? And like, well, we know how it happened, but like, how do they explain this? And they do a pretty good job with it. My other thing is that they did show in the trailer that Cypher comes back, but I don't feel that they used Cypher to her full potential in this film, and I kind of wanted to see that a little bit more, because she's kind of like this like master hacker, as we saw from the previous film, and I felt like she was really underutilized.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this is too much of a spoiler, but I think they're really setting her up for future franchises. Because if you notice, it almost seems like in all of the other franchises, they leave the door open for a lot of their characters to come back, even if they're dead. They've died in...
Hello, Han.
Yeah, hello, kind of a thing. To where they can bring them back. They just want to give the audience what they have and what they want, kind of a thing. To be like, hey, you know what? You like this character? We'll find a way to bring him back, kind of a thing. I enjoyed having Han back in the film, like, just kind of seeing him with his family again, and the reaction of him walking in, like the shocked and the not being able to get over, like, but how? I mean, also us, but how? Because we all saw what happened. So how? Which you'll have to watch the movie or a spoiler review to find out. And then just kind of that like reunion, quick reunion moment was really nice and heartfelt. And again, kind of hammering in that message of unity and family is really great. A lot of people on the internet are saying, did this movie jump the shark? Yeah.
But I feel like also other previous movies also slightly...
Well, when you can block a nuclear bomb with your cars out of a nuclear submarine, yeah, I think you've kind of gone down that path of jumping the shark.
I think when you're enjoying these type of movies, you got to take it for what it's become. And I'm not saying be like a brainless person in the movie theater and just be like, oh, fast cars and flashy stuff, it's cool. I think you just kind of, as the audience, going and knowing that this was the story, like 1 through 5 was probably like the core, slightly more grounded storyline. And then as we progressed moving forward, I feel like specifically like 8 and 9's gotten pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If you kind of know that going in, just you can have a good time at the movies, enjoy it for what it is, and also just know that you're going to be seeing some crazy banana stuff that's may not make sense in the real world, but it sure does make sense in the Fast and Furious verse. So with that said, my rating for this movie is check it out. And I will say check it out in theaters, specifically if you feel safe to do so. This is a film that I don't feel like can have the same effect as you do view it at home. Like I feel like your initial viewing should be in theater, so you can feel, like the sound and the booms and the vibration, your seats, and seeing it up on, an IMAX screen or whatever screen you're able to see it on, really helps the movie's delivery.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm going to say matinee it, because it is definitely a fun movie to go see in the theaters. It was really good just to be sitting there munching on the popcorn and just be like, and just enjoying the over-the-top action scenes. And Fast 9 has really taken the rule of cool and just taken it to the max, to where you have to choose between whether or not it's going to be realistic or whether it's going to be awesomely cool. So they're just like, take away realistic and let's just go for awesomely cool kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job at that. And it's really fun to see it in the theater. So matinee it.
Matinee it and check it out. Those are our ratings. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to check out our spoiler review, again, that is linked below to our Patreon page for you to check out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.